I gotta say, one thing about this video is that there's nothing like looking at lots of hours of footage, like 2 hours. Something like looking at like 2 hours of footage of yourself and a bunch of stills to realize that quarantine turned you into the mom from The Incredibles. So a few weeks ago in the History Bounding mod group, we sort of made a new aesthetic. And it was mostly just based on the fact that I don't identify very well with cottagecore, and I really don't identify with the Edwardian-based history bounding that we tend to see a lot in the group. So we just decided to call it Outlawcore. It's kind of a riff on like Rachel Maskey's Whiskey Grandpa with vintage Wild West and even like a more historical based like steampunk, but without the ray guns. And so one of the biggest things that we really wanted for me to do with it was to make an outfit video. I'm not sure how I liked how these ones came out. I think in the future I'm going to make them a little more cinematic because I'm not really comfortable talking in front of the camera. This is my 4th video, so it's something still very new to me. But yeah, so just gonna switch to that. All of these looks are just things I had in my closet. Most of my clothes come from the thrift store or from like Walmart because anything else is at least 70 miles away from me. And I am a line cook, so I'm a poor. Alright, so first up we have the outfit I was most excited to put together when I bought my green pants. So we have my green jeggings, sweet thrifted shirt, and my only pair of boots. Last time I wore this though, I ended up looking a lot more like a cottagecore version of Howl from Howl's Moving Castle, which is shocking because that was already pretty cottagecore. So this time I'm gonna try adding a wild rag, a corset belt, and as always, my hat. And we'll see how that works. So we're going to keep the hat and the pants, but we're going to change the shirt out to this lace-up front t-shirt that my mom got me a couple years ago. I really want to love it, I'm just not great at styling it. But I did realize I have 3 different pairs of boots that could work with this. So we're going to add instead some really old Doc Martens. We're going to put the corset belt back on because, you know, at this point, F it. But I feel like it might not be enough to kind of really come across. So at this point, we're going to go hardcore D&D style herbalist. I don't know. We're going to add in the pouch belt and my sweet Samwise Gamgee shovel thing. And we're going to see how that works out. For this one, I think we're going to have some fun with layering. We got a new color pants, back to my first boots, the only summer hat I own. Going to throw on an undershirt, this sweet button-up collar, button-up banded collar that I thrifted, a me-made vest from a Butterwick pattern that could be better, but you know. And then I think we're going to start throwing in some more of my different, except we're gonna go with a chunky belt and probably a work knife, but I'm not gonna throw that down for reasons. It's heavy. I'm gonna try and punk this one up a little more. So we're gonna put my old Doc Martens back in the mix. We're gonna take this sweet pearl snap that's true vintage I got from my husband because he outgrew it. My grandmother's silk scarf in lieu of a wild rag. And maybe a belt? I don't know. We'll see how this goes. There's no real pockets on these pants, so you kind of have to wear the steampunk fanny pack whenever you put them on, unless you want to only use a back pocket that's like that big. So yeah, give this one a go too. So a while back, Rachel Maxey had... Maxey? I think I'm saying that right. Had a video up where she asked people to give her fake aesthetics, like cottagecore feels like it should be. And one of them was metal punk, and I really liked the idea, but it didn't feel punk enough for me. So we're gonna try and recreate it with my very limited closet. We're gonna take this Target dress, which I love for this little lace-up detail on top. From the bottom down, does absolutely nothing for my figure. And we're gonna take an old Walmart button-up skirt that I paid $1 for at the thrift shop. We're just gonna start throwing stuff at it. We're gonna do corset belt. We're gonna do this belt. And we're gonna do this big chunky belt, which is far too big for me, that I got from my dad, but I kind of just like tying it on there. Cause, you know, it's punk. More is more. And honestly, I really wish I had done up my vest for this. It's alright. We're gonna go with this one. Alright, next up we have the first outfit I ever put together with this whole idea in mind. And it's pretty simple. We have some Carhartt leggings because I'm in love with pockets and I'm also kind of a whore for Carhartt products. We have a Carhartt shirt. This one's a little thicker than my other summer shirts. It's kind of like a fall spring shirt. I don't really wear it after June because it just gets too hot. And my sweet little Ren Fair vest. It's very simple, and I actually really liked this outfit. It made me feel pretty banging. I gotta say, one thing about this video is there's nothing like looking at lots of hours of footage. Like 2 hours. Something like looking at like 2 hours of footage of yourself and a bunch of stills to realize that quarantine turned you into the mom from The Incredibles. I think in the future I'm gonna probably do these videos a little different. I really liked the way I shot my last video, which was very cinematic and kinda talking to the camera really freaks me out. But I don't know. We'll see. It is what it is. Thanks for checking it out. If you feel like sticking around, my goal is to upload every other Wednesday so that I don't have to compete with the massive following that is CostTube and my inability to just compete with people who've been doing this for years. But yeah, if you feel like sticking around, subscribe somewhere. I'm bad at YouTube. And thanks. It's going for like a native Lana Turner thing, and I'm not. It's mostly just because my hair grows like this, and if I don't floof it, I look like the guy from AFI.